Alright everybody, what's going on? King of Chaos here. The boss man, he's going ahead and he's sharing this as well. Which by all means, go right ahead and share, like, comment, question, do whatever you'd like. Join us in the more the merrier. As we always say, how are you doing, Sir Bellini of New Jersey? Yeah. Joey, he's not quite so,
Dude, it doesn't show up right.
It's not quite so up on technology. Doesn't exactly know what's going on. He's a shiny thing in his pocket, has no idea what it is. So we're glad that you could join us on this Thursday Q&A, as we've always got. We always bring in one, and this guy's just gonna sit here and mumble to himself like a fucking whack job in the car. We haven't really discussed much of anything in terms of a concept for this week to discuss, so I think we're just going to wing it. I had a lovely conversation with my good buddy CPA this past weekend on some interesting WCW notes that we brought up last week. CPA has to join us and talk bad WCW stuff. I think he would fit in perfectly. I don't
want to talk about bad WCW
yes, you
stuff,
do.
to be honest with you.
That's usually what gets us the most fucking interaction. So we talk about fucking bad wrestling things.
Bad wrestling, fine, but WCW?
Oh, I love WCW. WCW.
What were the notes?
Oh, we were talking last week about how WCW had the largest roster ever. But
the World War III pay-per-views they had.
Well, they had well over like 120 active roster members, and it's like why would like Mean Mark and Tough Tom like on WCW contracts when you had guys like Milano Collection, AT, and Shima on the fucking roster as well for a bit? I don't know, super weird and interesting. Who knows? But he also, I think him and Kip Stevens, I was bugging them. I go, name me a worse wrestler to make money in this business than Virgil. I think I need to put that on a t-shirt. There's nobody who has made more money in wrestling for a longer period of time without an ounce of skill than Virgil. I don't think there's anybody that please, if you think you've got somebody who's worse, cock-a-doodle-doo, man, sell that to me.
I can't say that, because you know what? I don't think Terry Taylor was a bad worker. He had some very good matches with Nikita Koloff as a TV champion before he was Mr. Cock-a-Doodle-Doo Man. So I don't know if that's a fair...
He was always Cock-a-Doodle-Doo Man.
I could also say Jeff Jarrett, just because I can't stand Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, it was not much. What's going on, Erica?
He never did draw a dime.
Broke 1 million guitars
and never drew a fucking dime.
Metal Maniac. Scotty, the Metal Maniac never drew a fucking dime in this business. Fucking Metal Maniac. When was the Metal Maniac on? Was he ever on TV?
No! What the fuck? Who says this? Who's asking this? Scotty Priest?
No, he's joking. Scott Cerriti.
Is he out of his mind? The Metal Maniac.
He's joking.
A lot of people drinking tonight. Jeez. The Metal Maniac.
As the guy who used to carry what's his face? Snooker's bags.
I think Snooker used to live in his car.
I've got some Metal Maniac matches on DVD. And,
why?
They're on $5 Wrestling.
Oh, God. There's another guy. I don't think he's in on the joke, though.
I believe he was on TV at one point. Look that up, Scotty.
Way.
Let us know.
No way.
Joe says it to know. Prove Joe wrong, Scotty. Tell us when Metal Maniac was ever on TV. You know what? I think...
You know what, Jake? I'm going to have to, for once in my life, agree with you about the Virgil thing. I can't think of anybody.
Yeah.
I can't think
nobody,
of anybody. That doesn't mean there isn't, but I can't think of anybody.
There's nobody. And I honestly, I can't remember, but I know that fucking Kip Stevens was really good. He was like, no, this guy. And I was like, oh, that's a good one. But no, I forgot. But it wasn't as bad as Virgil in terms of, like, when he was, like, making money. He was like, oh, yeah. I think there might have been somebody else he had that was, like, off by a year in terms of, like, Virgil stuff. I do think the Metal Maniac was on TV. I'm fairly certain he was on early ECW. That's still TV.
I don't even know if I don't know if that's true.
I believe so, because Snuka was over there in '93.
What does that mean?
Where Snuka goes, the Metal Maniac follows.
Let me tell you about this Metal Maniac. I don't know if that's Scott's friend or what, but this
He's
guy
joking.
I know. I'm just saying. But that doesn't mean he's not friends with him. This guy would write me on the Warriors Facebook page, not even my personal page, just the business page, and message, not hi, how are you, my name is. He would just write me with a picture of him, not even a professional promo pic, just like a selfie of him in his ridiculous outfit, saying, book the Metal Maniac, brother. And I'm like, you know, run back. Like, are you for real? Like, why would you write me this? Well, I'm a goof. I'm like, you don't know me. Like, you don't know me at all. Like, why would you fucking write me like that? You want to act like that once you know me, that's one thing, but as you can see, I never booked him. I never booked Jumbo Joe Guns either.
Jumbo Joe Guns?
There's another guy in Staten Island that Gino Caruso uses.
Oh, I don't know.
A delusional man.
Well, it's 92. It was on ECW TV. Thank you, Scotty, for that. Joey B is wrong today. Scotty, dude is trash. You know, Scotty, I'll be real. Tim and Scotty are both shitting on the Canadian Wolfman right now. No, the Canadian Wolfman.
What the fuck is that?
So he was this guy, I forgot his name, his shoot name, but he was a worker out of Canada, obviously, who was he looked like fucking Charles Manson, but he was super hairy, so he was the Canadian Wolfman. And he was one of those guys, you know, journeyman wrestlers who was fucking, you know. So I'll be real with you, Scotty and Tim. If you could get your hands on a book, it's called Drawing Heat. It was this fucking writer went and did like the entire Canadian Wolfman's entire territory in the fucking late 70s and early 80s. It was, I think, the first wrestling book I ever read, maybe besides Foley's book, because this is how far back it's going. Foley's book, I think, came out in what do you call it? 98?
98, 99.
So like 99 or so. And that book came out, I read it, and it was obviously fucking, you know, it's obviously amazing. And then my uncle, who was involved in like the wrestling business in the 80s and stuff, gave me like all of these wrestling books that I guess he was getting rid of in his garage, and one of them was Drawing Heat. And it was fucking fantastic. I gotta get my hands on it again and reread it. I'm fairly certain I lost it. If you guys get your hands on that book, it's an excellent, excellent read. A lot of dudes at a cup of coffee in ECW and call themselves an original. I remember the first time I ever went to NWS. And Joe's going to giggle out of that. Me and Steve Gibkey and I had a couple of giggles about NWS when we were out in England. But, yeah, there was a guy out there called The Equalizer. And if I'm not mistaken, I was like, oh, The Equalizer, you mean Evad Sullivan? Nope, this was a totally different fucking person who apparently had a match in ECW and was marketing himself there as ECW Original. Mind you, this is when the ECW Original thing was like a big deal and ECW was on TV again. You know, the Equalizer. I had never fucking seen this guy on TV ever. It's like the guy fucking Big Sal Puccio. I think he's dead now. Rest his soul.
Who?
Big Val Puccio.
What the fuck is that?
Big Val Puccio is about 5'5", 500 pounds.
First I thought he was talking about Big Sally Graziano.
No, Big Sal Puccio. Look him up. And Big Sal Puccio was going around saying he was an ECW Original. I think he had one match where he squashed Spike Dudley or someone like that. Might have been Mikey. Oh. That was it. And the crowd just took a fucking gigantoid shit all over him. Let's see. Speaking of Bridge Wrestling books, I'm currently reading Sisterhood of the Squared Circle. What is that about, Tim? Let us know. It sounds interesting. Scotty, dude runs a Fed in PA, gave me $10 to work after a 4-hour drive. I was talking to someone about rates, and I mentioned my actual rate, which isn't awful at all, and they looked at me like I had 6 heads. The Equalizer called Tim his redhead stepchild. He's not an ECW Original, Tim, sorry. Scotty, I do believe that Canadian Wolfman actually is Canadian. If he lives in Pennsylvania, then that's my different. But I genuinely do believe that he is Canadian because he ran a fucking territory up there for a while, or ran like outlaw shows where like they'd run like, you know, every day. Again, that book is fantastic, so please check it out. I recommend it. Fuck, have we like gotten to the point in wrestling where outlaw shows are like, you say that and people have no idea what it is?
There's a lot of things in wrestling I don't think people know what the fuck it is.
Okay, like what?
Anything.
Like what?
I don't know. That's not my thing.
Oh, he runs. See, I want to work for SWO just so I can talk to the Canadian Wolfman.
Can you always move that so I can see?
Sorry. Boss man can't see.
I'll tell you exactly what people. Yeah. I'm not going to mention the girl's name, but she was a jobber. I don't think people know what a jobber is or enhancement talent. I don't think people don't know what things are anymore.
Absolutely. I think jobber is like the most overused term in existence. It's also why I hate fucking marks going like, oh, they're jobbing out this guy on TV. They're fucking burying him. They're jobbing him out. Fucking your buddy Kevin Nassau does that from time to time. It's kind of like, he's on TV every fucking week. How are they burying him?
Well, I think a jobber, what a jobber was a guy they would bring in from the area, and they would pay him. I think in the 80s, I think it was like $500. You go in Superstars Wrestling Challenge, and he would put the guys over. So it would make, like, let's say they bring in Rick Martel and make him look good or whatever.
Yeah,
that's what a jobber was.
Right, you go in for 3 minutes and get your ass handed to you.
Right, or the enhancement talent would be like a guy like Iron Mike Sharp or Johnny Rides or Barry O.
Guys who
SD Jones.
Well, they also call those jobbers to the stars, is what they also call them too, because those guys would lose all their matches, but every once in a while, you'd see them on one of those like MSG cars.
Right, they would win, but they were also in the contract with the company too.
Right. They were guys who were their sole purpose. Barry Horowitz, another great guy. I hate hearing people jobber or fucking buried. It's like, guys on TV every week. How is he getting fucking buried? Outlaw shows are now. See, it's Tim. That's what I'm saying. You're wrong. So outlaw shows are not shindies. Shindies are shindies. Outlaw shows were pretty much any show that operated outside of the jurisdiction of the NWA, not including Vince, not including the AWA, but like. Perfect example, and it's in the Memphis documentary as well. Jerry Jarrett ran the Memphis territory, or helped to run the Memphis territory. They were part of the NWA, or rather, they were like within, like, I think the AWA, right? They were under that, or were they? Yeah.
They're on. I think they were themselves.
They were not.
They weren't?
They were under jurisdiction. No, because Flair came through, so they were in NWA territory. So the NWA territory. And then you had Angelo Poffo, Macho Man's father, running the Outlaw show in Memphis as well.
Right. Okay.
That's an outlaw show. Somebody who's not operating within the NWA's like handshake agreement, and it would fuck over places.
So what would you consider a renegade company?
Oh, I have no idea. I wasn't aware that was a term.
That's what people called us in the beginning.
Right, because we fucking had a chip on our shoulder and fucked with everyone. We were a bunch of cunts. Tag teams that worked LOD in 97, 98. Who are they, Scotty? Like, light me up on that, because I have no idea.
What's he asking?
I have no idea. He just said the tag teams that worked LOD in 97, 98. Jobber is a new definition these days, really.
Tag teams that worked the LOD in 97, 98 had to be like the Headbangers or the Skull and 8 Ball.
Yeah, but those guys, I don't know what
I don't know what he's. I don't know what he's
jobbers at all. I don't think.
I don't know what he's talking about. Is he saying they're jobbers?
No, those guys got action figures. I can't get an Iron Mike Sharp action figure.
Actually, LOD were kind of getting jobbed out by them to the new age. Remember the DX beat the fuck out of them? Yeah. The one guy was drunk and all this shit.
He fell off the fucking Titantron.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that they would dominate people in the 97, maybe 87, 88.
Yeah, a lot of people were coming in and getting fucked over by the Warriors just come in and fucking eat people alive.
That was more the late 80s.
It was all enhancement talent. Well, who are you talking about with enhancement talent? Because, again, we're thinking Headbangers, we're thinking Skull and Chains and
Godwin's wrestled them in that.
Yeah, those guys really were enhancement talent.
If you say 97, 98... the tag teams we're talking about. If he just got numbers wrong,
they got a bunch of random people starting around 2 weeks before Mania 14. Okay, so it's random people.
What do you mean?
He said they got random people starting around 2 weeks before Mania 14.
I don't remember that.
We probably have to go back and watch the Raws and stuff like that. But then also, now I'm completely blanking on. The Quebecers also made a comeback at that point.
Have you seen, because he's wrestling Joey Janela, I think, in a Game Changer show.
PCO?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He got himself in some good shape.
But he's always been in decent shape. He just wrestled Big Daddy Walter, who's a fucking Austrian fellow who's fucking amazing. Wrestled him at Joey Janela's Spring Break. And that was, to me, match of the show. That was unfucking believable. Dude, he's doing fucking cannonballs from the top rope and outside. He's out of his fucking mind, Pierre Carl Ouellet.
How old is he now? He's got to be in his
110. I have no idea, but that motherfucker, goddamn. Dude, I gotta show you, I sent you the picture tonight. Walter's big thing is like he throws like massive chops. A big fucking dude. Huge dude. He throws like chops. That's his big thing. By the middle of the match, dude, it looked like somebody had fucking put a shotgun blast into this guy's chest. Ouellet. I gotta show you the picture. It's unreal. I'd never seen anything like it.
Are people paying to see POC?
PCO.
Whatever his name is.